Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is the last couple of days we had the craziest thing happen. So me and Nora were just in here chilling. It was a Sunday. Um, in here on the couch watching TV, chilling. All of a sudden, we hear this loud noise, and it's like no, we knew no one else was in the house. Ari wasn't here; she was at work, or not at work. Where was she? She was, I think she was at church. Yeah, she was at church. And which, by the way, I'm so proud of her for going to church, even when I don't. I'm so proud of her. She gets up and goes anyway, and I love that for her. I love that. But so yeah, we're just sitting here chilling, and we hear this loud noise, and I'm like, what in the world? So, and it gets louder and louder, and it sounds like Nora said, it sounded like it sounded like something was flipping pages really fast in her room, and that's exactly what it sounded like. It sounded like an animal was just like flipping pages really fast. I don't know how else to describe it, and then it started sounding like, I'm like, is there a freaking? It got louder and louder. It sounded like it was right in here, like right in the hallway. And I'm like, what is that? A freaking like rat, like digging in the dog food or something? Like, I don't know. So it got really loud. We freaked out, ran outside. We let the dogs out back, ran outside, got in the car. Joseph came over, and we ended up having to take the dryer apart, and come to find out it was all this stress and everything. We didn't know what kind of animal we were dealing with. Didn't know if it was, it was so scary because when you open the back of the dryer hose, and the reason, you have to be careful because you don't know what it is, if it's, got a disease or whatever. But come to find out, it was a freaking bird. So this bird had made a nest in the outside part of where the dryer, the exhaust dryer vent is. Ours is on this house is all the way up, like really high. You have to get like a really tall ladder to get to it. And basically, long story short, make sure that the outside vents of your dryer exhaust things have a mesh or like metal or something cover, because a lot of them have the little flaps, like the little plastic flaps, like the 3 or 4 flaps that come down, and it's supposed to block things from coming in there. But it really doesn't work. And if one of them falls off, you're screwed. So basically, animals can get in that way. And I heard of someone else that happened to someone else as well. And it was so scary. The bird, when we took the dryer thing off, the freaking bird flew into Nora's room. So the bird was in Nora's room. We kept going in there, trying to, like, leaving the window open. I kept taking the broom, trying to sweep it or like shoo it out, but and then all of a sudden we didn't know where it was, and all of a sudden it would just start flying by your head, and I would, oh my gosh, it stressed me out so bad. I would scream, and I fell down at one point, scraped my arm on the dresser. I just don't mess with stuff like that, like a wild bird. And I know it's just a bird, but it's still like you don't know where it is. It's like hiding. It's just creepy. It was like hiding, and then it would come flying out. I know it's just a innocent bird trying to get out, but it still didn't make it any less scary. But so finally, I left the window open for a couple hours during the day, we kept the door shut to her room, and I thought it had gone out. Well, next day, nope. And Mom told me, she was like, well, I've had experience with this before, and one time it took like 3 days to get it out of the garage, because what happens is they wear themselves out, especially if they fell through the dryer hose thing, and ours is like from the second floor, so the poor bird fell down all the way down, and apparently was scraping and trying to get, fly out, but she couldn't. So yeah, long story short, the bird was in Nora's room for almost 2 days, and it was just a mess. It was so scary. My nerves were shot. And then finally, I thought to call my friend Christine, and her boyfriend or husband, John, came and they saved the day and got the bird out of the room. So there's no bird anymore. But I just wanted to say, for anyone else, a simple thing you can do to make sure that that doesn't happen to you is make sure there's a mesh cover on the vent, the outside of the vent, because we didn't have one and it just all could have been avoided. And it took up so much time and but thank God that's all it was. You know, it wasn't anything worse. But yeah, make sure there's a cover on your vent so that no birds get stuck in there, because then you have to tear your dryer apart and then you could have a bird in your house. And yeah, now I'm worried. I didn't see any poop, but I'm worried I'm like gonna have to inspect her room like crazy, and it's just yeah. So I mean, I've already looked and I didn't, but I gotta look harder, you know, because birds do poop, and so then I worry about the germs, and I mean I Lysoled the whole room, but it's just something I can't stand. I don't deal well with any kind of bugs, any kind of outside life is just like wildlife is just not for me. But yeah, so anyways, I hope y'all are having a good day, and I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm on my lunch break, but I just wanted to say that real quick.